Hi, hope everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 158. In today's episode, the countdown to Pokemon. We're recording it a day earlier than usual because we're probably playing the brand new Pokemon. We discuss Call of Duty. I never really touched on Warzone, but we do talk about it because we mention majority of the video game award nominees, some more thoughts across all of those, my recent stubborn adventure in video games. We discuss some upcoming Pokemon news, trying to keep all of it spoiler free because Blue and I have not kept ourselves spoiler free. Among other things, including questions and answers and much more. So with that, do we have a review? Albus just like, yes, right here.
From Mighty Pudge. Says, GG Easy improved my life. Says, hello all. Oh, 5 stars, of course.
Of course. Thank you.
Says, I've been watching Mr. Fruit and the Dream Team since I was in middle school, and I just graduated high school. My work days are long and boring. GG Easy gets me through the day. Their content is always fresh and entertaining. Bringing personal insight to my childhood idols and showing a human element to them has always been very interesting. For any gaming news or current things in general, I watch GG Easy. And in all, GG Easy helps me through every day and allows me to contribute to listening to my childhood idols and informs me on current events.
Thanks, man. You know, that's what we try and do here.
And we'll do it right now.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do.
Hell yeah.
So let's get to it.
Our show today is sponsored by Microdose Gummies. Microdose Gummies deliver perfect entry-level doses of THC that help you feel just the right amount of good. Microdose is available nationwide. To learn more about microdosing THC, go to microdose.com and use code GG to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. Links can be found in the show's description, but again, that's microdose.com and code GG. This holiday season, I'll be giving thanks to our friends over at Manscaped. Everyone loves turkey and stuffing, but you'll be looking like a dessert with the help of Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. Trim your pumpkins by going to manscaped.com and using code GG for free shipping and 20% off. Get 20% off and free shipping with code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and using code GG. Be thankful this holiday season for the best gift of all from Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 158. In
69.
today's episode,
Close.
we got some stuff to talk about. Some new things, some old things. Not that many
Also,
old
it's
things.
November.
Yeah.
It's
What
the
the
middle.
fuck?
Oh, no. It's the middle of November.
Like,
It's cold. It gets dark
It's
at like
snowing
2.
right now.
So cold.
It
It's
gets
dope.
dark at 2 p.m. Like
I
hate
love
it
the
here.
cold.
No, well,
Actually
see,
snowing
your
right
cold and our cold is very different. I don't like this cold. This is miserable cold.
No,
This is
you're actually
my
very
face
right.
hurts cold.
See, I love like 40-degree weather. That shit slaps. But you guys are like, you go outside and you pee and your piss will freeze midstream.
I'm at the point where it's open the door, go potty, dogs, shut it as fast as I can. Like,
Y'all can handle this.
yeah, you're on. Hey, you got fur, all right? Like,
what happens with the garden? Does everything just die and then you have to
he's
restart?
dead. Some of them.
That's like good for like nature, right? Like,
Yeah, it's healing. No, some of them are perennials, which you have to ask Claire about. All she would know more. But I'm pretty sure, like perennials, for instance, you plant once and that's good. They'll come back. They stay. Some plants, a lot of plants, are like harvest and they're done. But yeah, she has a lot too that it's just.
she doesn't just grow like flowers, right? She grows.
No, it's all food stuff. So the garden is very dead, but you know, it's the cycle of life and death.
Yeah, we experience seasons here, and we are currently in the don't walk outside or your face hurts season.
Too soon season. And then the problem is we have 4 seasons, but this season lasts a little too long. It hogs too much time from the other seasons. So like if we could chill.
Like it's our winter's like November to like
May.
March. Yeah, I mean these past ones kind of, yeah.
Like we've gotten some snow in June still. March, April, well, it's like hit or miss. Late March, start of April, somewhere in there. You'll get some hot days, but then you also wake up and it's like, why is it snowing? Why is it cold again? We need to decide. Spoilers, Colorado never does.
That's true. It never does.
But you know what I can decide on?
Oh,
Ice cream flavor.
wait, what?
Actually, not always.
Okay.
I don't like a lot of ice cream flavors, but it usually comes down to like 2, and I can never really choose those 2. But what I can decide on is hating my life and
Is hitting
being
your-
stubborn.
Oh, that's
Yes.
yep.
So
Mood me.
yesterday,
Uh-huh.
I went to bed. Well, not like yesterday. Yesterday I went
As
to
you
bed.
do at the end of the day.
Yeah, nice time. But I mean like yesterday, because technically yesterday at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I went to bed. I haven't gone to bed that late. I know. I haven't gotten to bed
2
that late
a.m.
in a long time.
I was up to 2 a.m. doom scrolling Reddit, and then I was like, I need to stop.
I was doom scrolling myself because I was playing God of War, playing Ragnarok, right?
On stream?
Yeah, on stream, and because I think it was after we did the Halo customs.
Yeah.
Went back to God of War.
Oh, okay. So this is like 2 days ago. 2 or 3
Well, that's
days
what I'm
ago.
saying. Yeah, technically it was
Okay.
yesterday morning when I went to
I
bed.
see.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, technically 2 days ago. Went back to God of War. We're vibing. We're chilling. I'm at a point in the game where I'd already been doing some things, but they're like, all right, now you can go to the next story or, keep exploring. So, of course, I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's
keep
like Heart
exploring.
Gold.
Right. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to keep exploring. I ain't doing the main quest. Like, miss me with that. I'll get there when I literally have exhausted all other options.
Yeah.
And so this was a problem in particular because the certain options that had now opened up were in mainly previous zones. And if you remember God of War 1, you had the Valkyrie fights.
Yeah.
Well, they have a new thing like that for Ragnarok.
Ooh.
It's not really spoilers. I won't explain it, but they're just called Berserkers. So not Valkyries, they're Berserkers. So I got to a point where I unlocked the Berserkers fights.
I think I went into your stream for like 5 seconds to see what you're up to because you were playing God of War, and you started a new one, and
Yeah.
you're like 2.
Yeah.
So
that's what happened. Yeah. So, you go around because like I'd been exploring previously, and there are always like these little things I couldn't interact with. I was like, "What the fudge are these?" And I like couldn't 100% the area, and it was bothering me. Like, you get to do that, come back, and it turns out for the most part they're these fights. So naturally, instead of doing the main quest, I'm like, well, I got to go fight all the Berserkers. So the first Berserker you find, easy peasy, literally like second try. I'm like, dude, this is free low. Find another one. This one's a little higher level. All right, that one takes me like 6 tries, but we're gaming. All right, that's fine.
yeah, it works out.
It was 6 or 7, and I think the problem was I didn't have a res stone because you can get like the resurrection stone.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot to buy one, and I started it, and so the moral of the story here is I'm a very stubborn person.
Mm-hmm.
So I started the fight, and I didn't have a res stone. So after I wiped, the normal thing would be, oh, hold on, I'm going to go buy a res stone. Well, I'm like, well, I started with no res stone. I'm going to beat this with no res stone. Why? There's no real good explanation. But the way I see it, when I start something, I finish it with whatever I had going in there.
Challenge.
Yeah, pretty much. So I started it. I didn't have a res stone. Well, that sucks. But now I'm here. I'm going to beat it without a res stone. So it took more attempts because I didn't have a red stone, but I eventually got it. It wasn't bad. It was like 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe.
Okay, you ain't game. Wait, what difficulty are you on? Let's state that. For the record.
Give Me No Mercy.
Okay.
So it's not Give Me God of War, but No Mercy is still
a good medium.
It's a good medium. One, the ironic thing is, for the most part, I have a harder time with just normal mobs than I do bosses, because
yeah,
when you have 8 of these reptile dudes, normally, one of them, this is so free, but when you have 8 of them, half of them are ranged, the other are all pouncing at the same time, and each of their attacks do half your health. I just get like, it's really hard to just juggle all 8 things happening. So I've died more to just regular mobs.
I'm gonna give me balance, because I just want to play it because I feel like the fighting is still actually pretty still challenging even on Give Me Balance. And I was like, you know what? And then I saw you playing on the Give Me No Mercy. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be on Mr. Fruit's level. I'm going No Mercy. And it was literally like the lizard part. It was like these little lizards are on the ground. And on Give Me Balance, I was owning. I was like, and then I went to No Mercy. Literally died like in 2 seconds to the little lizard guys on the ground. I was like, I'm
nope.
not doing this. Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing that. Like,
Yeah, those little like salamander things.
yeah.
I've said it, like, I don't think I've ever hated a mob in any video game more than those stupid little lizards, man. They're the worst.
Because it's hard to hit. Because Kratos more so just aims here.
They're hard to hit, and oh my god, don't get me started. So after doing that, I go find the other berserker ones. There was one, I think that must have been the one you found, because it was like the third or fourth I tried, and yeah, I do it, and 2 berserkers pop out. I'm like, oh, what the fudge? This is new. So I'm like trying to fight them, and I die, and I was like, wait, that was weird. I feel like I got like 1 shot, but I thought it was full health. Maybe like I enter without full health. Because that's also like 3/4 of the time I die, it's because I fight regular mobs. I'm fighting for my life, and I finish it with like 10% health, but then my health never regens. So then I enter the next wave of people with no health, and then I just die. But apparently,
you don't get the Spartan Rage, and then like just use Spartan Rage to maybe heal up a little bit.
No, doesn't heal you at all. And then, well, that's spoilers. So never mind. But I did find a tech. Joey told me about it. I don't know who told Joey, but
you're like, no way, Joey found this out.
Well, he said like someone like he found out that day. He told me too. So whoever told him, he told me. So thank you. If you go to a wage point, like a realm travel door, if you just interact with it and then leave, you don't even have to like click anything. It fully heals you and gives you a rage back.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's been a tech. Especially as I'm just like
tech, yeah.
Yeah, as long while I'm just exploring the open world, it makes it way easier. But so I'm fighting this berserker fight, and after like 2 or 3 times, I'm starting to think like, am I doing something wrong? I swear to God, I'm getting 1 shot.
Bad?
Yeah, I'm like, I literally think I'm just getting 1 shot from full health, and then it turns out, yeah, I didn't realize their names at the top. I'd never even seen it before. Were skulls. Like they were so high level. It didn't even not say level. It just put skulls. And yeah, as it turned out, literally everything was 1-shotting me. And the damage I did was like negligible. So I'm like, okay, this one's, I'll come back to this. This is literally like that. They definitely, this is, and how it intended. This is too much. I'll come back. Wish I'd kept that same mindset. So I go to the next place. Another berserker thing that I'd found a while ago. I was like, all right, I'm going to take this one on.
While I'm here, right?
Yeah, like while I'm here.
I may not beat it, but like while I'm here.
So this one pops out. Not bad. I think I get in like 3 tries. Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's another one in this area, not too far away. So it's like, okay. I'm like on to the next, baby. Like we're knocking these out. Let's go.
And what time is it at this point?
Maybe like 10 p.m.
Okay.
So I was thinking, let's just go to this other one, knock this out in like 15, 20 minutes. I'll go to bed. Easy. Spoilers, as you're about to find out. Yeah, as you know, going to bed at 2 a.m. That's not how that works. So I go to this next one.
Mm-hmm.
Open it up. And immediately, I'm like, oh, what the fudge? 3 of them pop out. Not 2. This time it's 3.
3?
I'm like, sweet baby Jesus. Because like, as I'm saying, when I'm beating these like berserkers.
That's on God.
I'm like, see, I'm way better when it's just one dude. Because like the way the controller works and the camera system and the way it's so much easier to focus and handle one person. So I'm like, this is easy. And so of course the next fight, 3 of them. So I'm like, okay, great, this will be fun. And I won't go into too many spoilers.
Yeah.
I won't go into mechanics or anything, but yeah, there's 3 of them, and there wasn't a skull.
Okay,
so,
that's a good start.
So I'm like, okay. Now, turns out, it was like a level or 2 higher than the one I'd just done, even though they're in similar areas. So I was expecting it to be like the same thing, like bada
and like 2 levels is pretty high in God of War. Like that's a good amount of like difference.
So I think they were 2 or 3 levels above me, because I think something about like the health bar they have can show, because they didn't say levels, but if it's a certain color, like I think it was purple or something, it's either 2 or 3 levels above you. Which is a lot. And I was I still am level 5. My weapons are level 4. I don't have like min-max things, as I probably like when I fought like the Valkyrie Queen, for instance, in God of War 1. In game, for the most part, I had the build I wanted. Blah blah blah. This time, not. I wasn't prepared, so I open it up. I try and fight him. I get pooped on. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a couple more. Let's see what we can do here. Well, then comes the stubbornness, where for whatever reason I said, okay, I can't go in. I can no longer play this game until I beat this. I cannot move on. Everyone's like, dude, just level up and come back. I'm like, no, that's admitting defeat. I'm not going to admit defeat. I got here under-leveled, but it's not a skull, and I'm
like it's winnable.
And it's winnable. Now, granted,
yeah,
this isn't how they wanted me to do it. Hey, Olive, Appa. No, what are you guarding? Olive, come.
Guarding the paint.
Yeah, she's getting all nasty with them. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
We all know what microdosing is. Microdosing is using a little bit of something to help you feel a lot better. For example, Mr. Fruit, I know, used some microdosing to help with his therapy. I myself have started microdosing with these gummies that were just sent to us by Lumi Labs called Microdosing Gummies. Microdosing is commonly associated with psychedelics, wellness, performance enhancement, and creativity. It can help you with a creative boost, enjoying the moment, sleep, pain, anxiety, and workout recovery. I've been trying out the gummies before I go to sleep, and let me tell you, they work wonders. I sleep out through the night. I no longer wake up and sleepwalk into the other guest bedroom. I am completely out thanks to these gummies. Microdose is available nationwide. To learn more about microdosing THC, go to microdose.com and use code GG to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. So what are you waiting for? Start sleeping better, start feeling better, and start being in the moment more with these microdose gummies. Links can be found in the show's description, but again, that's microdose.com and using the code GG.
It's like, I know when they're about to start going at each other.
Yeah, like they take it to the next level type of thing.
It's right now. They're like posturing.
Do their ears like go flat?
Yeah. Well, and then Olive will put her head to the ground, and then she does her, and she just bares her teeth, and Appa like cowers back, and he's like, and then they do that stand up for a little bit until somebody flinches, and then
it's on.
Yep. So anywho, that's what I decided. After about like 10 minutes, I was like, I can do this. What I didn't realize is just how hard it was going to be. Very hard. So the way I put it, on the hardest difficulty at the time, whatever.
Yes.
Didn't have this hard of a time with the Valkyrie Queen in the first God of War. I beat the Valkyrie Queen in a little over an hour. In God of War 1.
But you were probably on par with level, right?
Well, I actually was under level for that too.
Oh.
For the Valkyrie. I think I was like a level or two below as well for Valkyrie Queen. When people were like, yeah, I went in, because I can't remember, like 28 or 29 or something. I was 27 against the Valkyrie Queen. And yeah, it took a little over an hour. It took a little while, but I learned the fight. Boom, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. On to the next one.
That night, I'm 3.5 hours deep. And I hadn't killed one in a fight out of the three. I hadn't even gotten one done. Yeah. And I'm in tilt shitty, baby. Like I'm in deep.
Claire's texting you, coming to bed? Like
she came in here and she's like, you gotta go to bed. And I'm like, I can't right now, babe. Like, I love you, but
you don't get it.
Like, I love you and you're not doing anything wrong, but like I'm angry at you right now because you're telling me to accept defeat. And you haven't done anything wrong.
You
but
gotta
my
be in
brain,
my corner, like.
Yeah, my brain right now is saying, like,
come on, Christian, get in there. Fight.
I'm in the trenches. Like, I can't. I hate it here, but I can't leave, and I know it. And the longer I stay up, the worse it gets. But I'm just like, I can't. I got it. Oh my god. So yeah, I guess it's about 1:30, and eventually, I kill one of them.
Wow.
And then I get wiped. And I said, okay, I'm going to bed. Because nothing good is going to come from this. If I stay up any longer, I'll come back tomorrow. I'm going to do it after Warzone. Because that was the thing is I had the Warzone with those guys. And I was like, I can't start stream with this. Because if I don't beat it by the time we do Warzone.
I won't get onto Warzone.
or I'll be in this terrible mental space and nobody's gonna want to be with me. I won't want to be there. So did Warzone and everything, came back, and this time I used my music buff. Put on my Dragon Ball Z remixes. I said, it's time. After an hour and 15 minutes, I beat it.
Wow.
So it took over 4 hours.
That's crazy.
But I was like, I'm almost ruining God of War for myself because this is miserable. This isn't how they designed it. Like this, I don't think it would be this hard on Give Me God of War, because they're like, no one's gonna do this 3 levels under. Why would they do that? Like we want to balance it for when you're even level. So I gamed out of my mind. If they do
try it, they'll probably just leave
right, as most people would. But that's my problem. Like literally, the only reason I left that double fight was because it was skulls, and I was like, okay. And I'm getting one shot. Like, because these people wouldn't one shot me.
Do it?
Yeah, they wouldn't one shot me, but everything two shot me. And the tilting thing was because there's 3 people. All the moves they would do, like some of the moves, I don't know if you've like encountered it. For instance, like they'll send orbs of like light or whatever, and you have to like throw something to get it out of the air before it hits you because it's not blockable, it's not parryable. So imagine you have 3 people. They have all these movesets that are sending projectiles at you while other people are hitting you. And the problem is, especially if you're not positioned correctly, even if it's not your fault, like if that orb, for instance, is sent and one of them is in front of you, you literally can't get a vantage point to throw and hit the orb. The orb will hit you, you're stun locked, they'll hit you, you're dead. So that's essentially what kept, like, if you get hit by one thing, you die. And then the best part was, because of the 3 people and their movesets, if you used a res stone, 99% of the time you exit right into death again because of the movesets. So like you might as well have not. Yeah, and then also when you come out of Spartan Rage, when you use Spartan Rage, the animation is just a little too long. That with all of them, you always get hit by something.
You get punished.
Yeah, like it was just like that's why I'm like none of my runic attacks were stunning because I guess like if they're high enough level, like they don't get the same knockback or whatever. So like I didn't have stuns. Like if you committed to more than like a 2-frame animation, punished. It was just like
you just kept going.
And yeah, and so you would think like, okay, yeah, just go. Just
so you can stop.
Go level up. Go do the rest of the game. I'm like, guys, trust me, I want to, but I can't. So after 4.5 hours, thank God, I beat it. And I immediately went to the next Berserker. I didn't learn. Granted, I beat that one in like 2 tries. It was like night and day.
Is that
difference.
your longest boss fight ever? 4 hours?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because even when I struggle like that, the Valkyrie Queen, like I adapt pretty quickly. And the thing too is like with the Valkyrie Queen, for instance, it's one person, so I can just learn the moveset. And the problem was with 3 of them, I can know their moveset, but there were so many times where the AI would just use certain moves. And just like that, like if I got unlucky, there were literally just parts where it's like it literally didn't matter what I did. I just like, and so
how far are you in God of War now, would you say, percentage wise?
Apparently I'm like 50%.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, before the Berserkers I was 30 hours in. But that's also because, like, I kid you not, I've done the main story, and as soon as there's a break, I explore the entire realm, wherever I am. Then I go into the next one. So I've almost 100%ed everything I've gone to everywhere so far.
Okay. But other than the main story.
Yeah. Now, they said if main story-wise, I probably have like 10 to 15 hours left. And so you would think, like, oh, I'll just do the story, but my brain also doesn't work like that. So whenever they give me the next main story and then they give me a new area to explore, what am I going to do? I'm going to explore a new area. But yeah, so my stubbornness reared its ugly head, and this time it really...
Well,
Claire was sitting there, it's like, this is that Breath of the Wild thing where like you just decide to fight that Minotaur. I'm like, no. I beat that Minotaur, I'm going to beat these. and I did. And what's funny is it cost me a great price, the victory. $70 to be exact. I beat the Berserkers, but they beat my controller.
Oh, no way.
I don't know how. Like, here it is. I haven't thrown it. I haven't abused it. But thankfully, it lasted just long enough that apparently whatever happened, I now have terrible stick drift. Like, if I move my right stick, now my Kratos just... now the right stick just constantly goes up and up and up.
If you are in the market for a new PlayStation controller, it may take a little while to get here. But Jake Reagan, our boy that works over at PlayStation, sent me the end of the year employee like discount thing, and he always like buys stuff for us if we like pay him. And they sell the controller on there, I believe, for like $45. PlayStation 5 controllers.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Rip. I primed delivered.
Okay.
Because
I mean, if you want spares, like
that's true. Well, I need because that's the thing too is like the funny thing too is I beat the next Berserker with this stick drift. I was fighting for my life,
and now you're used to it. Like,
well, and after that, like it was just getting worse and worse. I'm like, I literally can't do this. So I'm like, well, okay, like I literally can't play God of War now.
Controllers are $70 now.
Well, I think it's mainly too because of like the way the DualShock is with the haptic feedback and the different triggers and the rumble, like, and the motion sensor. But yeah, so I won, but at what price?
Well, I'm happy for you. There is something I will ask you though. This will kind of move us along into the next discussion here. Would you say God of War Ragnarok is your game of the year?
Ooh.
Because let's be honest, it's between God of War and Elden Ring, and you have played both. I think Elden Ring a lot less, but...
Yeah. Right now, God of War is sitting pretty handily. I'd have to look at all the lists this year. But
well, I have the list in front of me right now, Mr. Fruit.
Oh, please share with us.
Yeah, the Video Game Awards are coming up, and I thought it'd be fun as a podcast if we went through the nominees and voted. Some we may just be like, who gives a shit? And some we may have some Fortnite proper discussions. Like, is the Battle Pass bad for Fortnite? But we'll get to that. So God of War, game of the year so far?
I'd have to look back at past games I played recently, but I would say it's the best game I played since God of War 2018.
So the official nominees are A Plague Tale, Requiem. I don't know what that is.
I do know what it is. I haven't played it.
Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
What was that? Come on, man.
I mean, come on, man. Who be playing Xenoblade Chronicle 3, and why is that in Game of the Year? Like, come on, man.
Come on, man. I see it here. Stray is an interesting one.
Oh, Stray's awesome. Like, that would be my vote, but it has no chance in fuck. But it's an awesome like idea and really fun and executed well.
A game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields.
Blue, you played a lot of Elden Ring too. I'd be really interested to see.
Yeah, I played a lot of Elden Ring. I would say at the moment, Elden Ring is probably my game of the year from that list.
I thought God of War.
Yeah, I've played others. I played Stray for a little bit. All the nominees, I don't remember all of them.
Horizon Forbidden West,
Xenoblade,
and then yeah, it's Elden Ring. I really love the story of God of War. So full disclosure, I don't play God of War. Wow. I religiously watch it. Okay. So I will watch the shit out of everyone playing it. It's actually probably one of my favorite games to watch. I will lurk hard in everyone's chat watching them play it. So from start to finish, I have visually played the game. And And I think Elden Ring and God of War both equally have their own challenges that people are like, yeah, this definitely stops it from being perfect, but it's still an incredible game. Um, and I think purely from just
Well, I'm interested
just
to
like
know what is that for God of War Ragnarok.
from God of War, I hear a lot of people find
I
the
have one.
writing well, real quick, a lot of people found the writing to be a little weird at times. Like the dialogue was, people were like, yeah, the dialogue's just bad sometimes. And then I think the other one was the fact that um, the game does not let you solve puzzles. The game is
Well,
like,
that
yo, hey, this puzzle, I'm gonna tell you how to do it right now. It's been 5 seconds. And then
I just
even on boss fights, they'll just straight up be like, "Oh, here's what you have to do right now," versus finding out how the encounter works.
yeah.
Um, versus where Elden Ring's problem is that
Good
man,
luck.
they recycle the shit out of bosses. Like same shit, different day, and then a lot of the game is designed around the summoning system, which I don't really like.
Yeah.
My main
I don't
problem is
either.
that Elden Ring is balanced around the summoning system. And I would much prefer just going in, beating the shit out of the boss, and having a boss designed around a 1v1, you know what I mean? So, hey, each game has their challenges. I still say Elden Ring because I think from like a purely just like visionary, and then what's the word when you're like uh doing something and you're like
Trailblazer?
well, trailblazing in a way, but it's more like and it starts with an A. Oh my god,
Apple.
Apple.
Oh my god.
Um, like you're actually trying to make something new and crazy. Ambitious. Why is that so
Agnostic.
hard to figure out? Elden Ring is just like the most ambitious game I've ever played. Just the scale of it, the adventure, just finding things, the variety. For all of its problems with bosses being mostly uninspiring, just the oh my god, that game was like I lived in a different world for like 3 months in Elden Ring, and I haven't had that experience in a game in a long time. So that's why I would pick Elden Ring.
I agree. But the only issue I have with God of War is like the try using the arrows, the green ones we just gave you. Like it's just like or like
I
Kratos,
see
you're on
something.
fire. It'll go out in a second. It's like dog, I get it. Yeah, I get that. So that's
Hey,
my only issue.
I think I see something. Great.
Well, you
You want to tell
see,
me
Well,
what it is then? If you're gonna,
I think what they should have done, like people pointed out, it should just be either an option you can disable, or like
like
it should
hints.
have been like difficulty wise. Like if you chose No Mercy or like Give Me God of War, they're just like reeling something like that back. But
Absolutely.
the reality of it is too, we're all like, dude, this is annoying. There are some people playing. Like I'm sure Claire probably would appreciate that. Like people who just don't game and can gamify something as quickly as we can.
I
The
agree.
reality is for a lot of those people, they're like, use those arrows. Oh my god, those arrows.
hey, you know what I say that?
Oh, is that how
Skill
that
issue.
works? Well, see,
Skill issue.
we have
Get good.
two sides of the coin. There's something in God of War where like this is too helpful, and then there's Elden Ring where there's like, why? I can't
Why?
even play
Skill
it.
issue.
Why? You know.
Hey, skill
Um,
issue.
yeah, I do
Did it?
think I think it could be solved if it was just like a toggle, like AI
Yeah,
help
for sure.
solve or like
I'm
voice
sure they'll have like
cues.
an update for it or something.
Probably.
Maybe if it's not too late.
The thing is,
Did any?
I think there's only like one time it's actually helped me though, because for the most part, you can solve them pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Um,
but they still say it though, and it's annoying. Like
but
it's
yeah,
like
it's
I
like
know.
yeah, there was like one time it's like I'm getting there. Hold on, like
Yeah,
I was just like, and now people are gonna think I only did it because you told me.
yeah.
Um, I
Did
get
any
it.
of us play Horizon Forbidden West?
I did, yeah. The
Did you
problem
beat it?
is, I didn't get to beat it. The problem is it came in February where there was like those 8 other things at once. Um, And especially, I mean, the main problem too is at the time I was having to grind Witch Queen.
Yep.
So I was like finding time in between to play. I didn't get time to finish it. I got like 15, 20 hours in. It was really fun. And I'm hoping to go back and actually be able to finish it later on. Because I especially didn't get like too far that like I don't even think I really got past the first zone, because also just like every other open world game, I did everything except the main story. So like main story wise, I totally won't be lost either. I could pretty much just pick up and play. So I plan to. It was really fun, but I also think against heavy hitters like Elden Ring and God of War, they didn't have a chance. Like maybe I don't remember like what last year was, or maybe the year before they had to have a better chance. But yeah, I think anything going up against Elden Ring and God of War right now is just
I'm looking at
tough.
the categories here. Well, I skipped a lot because I feel like it's kind of the same games. Best ongoing game. This game is awarded to the game
Final Fantasy 14, bitch.
for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Apex Legends, Destiny 2,
Losers.
Final Fantasy 14,
Fuck yeah, baby.
Fortnite, and
Boo.
Genshin Impact.
Weebs.
I think even MTash should be like, that's a lie. Because I remember like he's so upset that like recently Genshin Impact came out, because like that's his thing. It's like they want you to collect all these characters, get this gear, min max. There's this deep combat system, but then they don't give you anything. Like there's no end game. And then they essentially came out and said recently, like, "Hey, we hear you. We're not doing that. Like we're not gonna make in game content because it's too difficult for some players." And MTash is just like, "What am I doing here?" Like, what? They essentially just said, we're going to, like, forever give you these really casual little week events here and there, and that's it.
And, to $40 for hopefully getting a character that you want to
$40? That's... You'd be lucky if that's all you spent.
Now, I will have it's not a hot take. It's actually a very cold take. I guess because it's an ongoing game, they don't nominate expansions for Game of the Year, which is totally understandable. But Endwalker cleans Elden Ring and God of War, not even close. Easy. Clean.
I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy 14 here. Blue sold me.
Yeah, not even
It's
close,
gotta be
baby.
good, right?
Not even close. Especially Endwalker was so well received. There was a big thing on Twitter about how it should have been nominated for best narrative, and I would agree. It would have cleared everything else on best narrative. But because it's already in best ongoing, I understand why they would do that. So I can't be upset. But yeah, it's I would be shocked if it doesn't win this year, because Final Fantasy 14 is hot right now. Like,
And I hear Destiny is not hot at the moment.
Destiny fucking sucks cock meat, dude. That game sucks.
Well, see, the problem
Everyone
with
was
Destiny
like,
is it's like a dry period. Like, Witch Queen was sick.
it's not even.
But then
would it be a
the
dry
break
period?
since Witch Queen, it's like these...
Yeah.
It's not much different than before. We still have these little seasonal things that come and are interesting for like a week, but like still the problem kind of is it's like the main things pushing Destiny forward, making it interesting, are the big expansions. So like Witch Queen, Lightfall, so I think that's like part of the problem. And if it's best ongoing game, I mean, yeah, they're still adding to it, but like one dump, and that's kind of been...
If your content cycle is a month of cool stuff, not even a month. I mean, Witch Queen
a month
realistically, Witch Queen realistically, like you're done after the raid, right? Everything else is just, oh, here's something fun that I think I can do. You make your own fun in that game, essentially, right? Yeah, it's not because the content's fun. It's because people find ways to make it fun, or people get the itch to go back to Destiny. A little busy work to do. I don't know, man. I think a lot of people 2 years ago, people would be like, yeah, this content's good. But I feel like 2 years ago, I was like, this seasonal content fucking sucks. Like the story has its moments, but this shit's so fucking lame. And everyone was like, "Oh, it's so good, Bungie. The seasonal content is
Is that
so
where you
good."
find? Is that when you found Final Fantasy 14?
Yes, and I was like, Stockholm syndrome. I was like, oh my god, I was in an abusive relationship. And so now Destiny Reddit is like, yeah, this seasonal stuff has sucked. And I was like, damn, why didn't you say this shit 2 years ago? Now they're gonna do it forever. Because y'all were like, this shit's so good, and I hate it. They're not gonna change the seasonal content cycle. This is how Destiny's probably gonna be the rest of the franchise, unfortunately,
Yeah, I
because they
think
really like this cycle.
yeah, it's. I think the problem, like what you mentioned at first, was like, oh, this is better than what we had. This is cool. Let's see where it goes. But then the problem is it didn't go
Same
anywhere,
shit. Same
and
shit.
so every season, like, it's just burning people out a little more and a little more, and it just feels like. And there's sentiments on the Reddit where it's like, man, I know I'm starting to feel it this season. Or like, oh, this season, I think it's hits for different people.
Yeah, this is the one.
And again, I think the problem is like for me, I get a little bored and I just go play something else.
Very true. It's very
Pretty
true.
healthy thing to do, I would say. And that
I'm in the
But
same
I
boat, but I
get
love D2. But
yeah, and that's the problem. Though. It's like I understand though for other people, and I mean the same way. Like I love the game and I want it to be good, and I want to play it more. Like, and that's where a lot of people are. They're like, I get on and I want to play, but I'm like, man, what? I don't know.
shoots gun for an hour. What am I doing here? It logs off.
So, I mean, I still think Destiny 2 though is still doing it way better than a lot of people who are trying live service games. Like, there's a
For sure.
reason we don't see other games like D2 in a similar thing because it's not easy. And I still give them credit for it, but also at this point, like they've set a bar themselves, and I mean it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You made a game that's great, and so the problem is people are just ravenous, and so you're never going to make enough. And so we'll see where it goes in the future.
Anyways, Final Fantasy
post-Fightball.
14 has a new Ultimate raid coming out out in January. We just had a new raid tier for new fights that just came out 2 months ago.
of course.
You know,
that.
the update before that,
that
we have the
game-
new Alliance raid. We
Does
have a new
Final
Alliance
Fantasy
raid
14
coming in.
have PvP?
It does. It's basically we had a big PvP rework in 6.1. I think it was 6.15,
Right.
I think. Very well received. A lot of people really like it. Dev said this is the biggest I think retention and player base they've had for their PvP in a long time. Player base, well, the PvP is basically now that I'm thinking about it,
They don't have it.
now that I think about it, where is it? Now that I think about it, they did the 5v5 Overwatch push the payload thing like right before Overwatch did their 5v5 thing. Obviously, Final Fantasy is not as obviously FF PvP is not as deep as Overwatch's character
I've
wise,
never
but
actually even. I'm gonna look it up. I've never even seen what that looks like. Was it?
But
Is it
yeah,
just called like PvP?
it's called Crystalline Conflict,
Interesting.
and it's basically unique PvP abilities. Each job has their own PvP kit. It's basically like MMO Overwatch. It's pretty cool, but it's they made PvP fun. I don't know, FF's doing it big.
We'll move on here to the next category here. I would say this is a Mr. Fruit category. Best indie game.
Oh.
We have Cult of the Lamb. Neon White.
I have played all these pods.
Sifu.
Mm.
Stray. And Tunic.
All banger
of
games.
which I want to play. Yeah, like the one I really want to play is Neon White. That's like the card game, right? Like
Well, it's like a
it's like
parkour
speedrunning
card game.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Really fun. Neon White's
Yeah.
super fun. Sifu's really good. I haven't finished that. I need to. Stray obviously beat Tunic. Adorable, addicting, really cool love letter to like old school Zelda. Stray obviously fun, cute little bite-sized single player story about a little cat. Cult of the Lamb. I mean, that might be my winner on the list. Simply for my own enjoyment. It held me the most. I finished it, beat everything. I think the reason Cult of the Lamb for me was so good because it wasn't great at any one thing, but it was a culmination of so many different genres that I liked, which is why it worked for me. Like, people who only want a roguelike probably won't like Cult of the Lamb because there is like a certain city building simulator social thing there that some people are like, wait, what is it? I don't want to do this part, I just want to do the roguelike. But see, for me, for like all parts of the game, I was like, I love this genre and this genre and this genre. You put them together. It's kind of like why I like Moonlighter, for instance. So on that list, Cult of the Lamb, but honestly, all those absolute bangers. And the cool thing too is pretty much everyone on that list covers like a completely different kind of gameplay, or like genre. So yeah, all bangers. If you haven't played any of those, people listening, I would recommend all of them. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
This holiday season, I'll be giving my thanks to our friends over at Manscaped. Everyone loves turkey and stuffing, but you'll be looking like a dessert with the help of Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming have blessed you with the ultimate Thanksgiving dinner topic. Tell your in-laws about your new cutting-edge ball trimmer and gift yourself or the man in your life the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Trim your pumpkins by going to manscaped.com and using code GG for free shipping and 20% off. In my ball trimming adventures, I'm very thankful that I have Manscaped in my corner. No more do I ever cut or nick myself, thank God. There's the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. Think of the cornucopia for your balls. The Lawnmower 4.0 is my favorite. Trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin safety technology. It also gives you the ability to turn on a 4K LED spotlight on and off when needed, and for those that need a precise shave, it's waterproof. So what are you waiting for? Get 20% off plus free shipping with code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped and using code GG. Be thankful this holiday season for the best gift of all with Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Heard
My
nothing but
vote
good
would be
things about
Stray.
Sifu.
But I want to play all of these. Like,
I'd be
I meant to
surprised
play
if
all of
Stray
these.
doesn't win.
Really, I'd be surprised if Cult of the Lamb doesn't win. I feel like that's the favorite.
Cult of the Lamb was popping. No, that's very
But
true.
I think because I always think about it like this way: if Stray is in the Game of the Year category,
Well, are these viewer awarded or how are these winning?
if you sign into the Game Awards, you can vote for these. Like, you can vote.
So see, like, I don't know, then maybe Stray would win, because
I mean, Cult of the Lamb
Cat's
got
in
some
it.
stands though too. Like,
true, but I still think the cat thing is maybe more. I don't know. We'll see.
okay, here you go. This is another maybe. Wait, who would your vote for there be, Blue? I don't know if you played any of those.
I would probably pick Stray. Although I will say, man, indie games went hard this year.
They did go hard.
So
They go hard like every year. There's always like one indie game every year that is just so sick.
we're kind of in a little indie game
Renaissance.
right now. Yeah, I would say people are really popping off. I don't know. That's unironically probably the toughest category this year.
This is another Mr. Fruit one. I don't see your game on here though, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Best mobile game.
Oh no.
I wouldn't expect them.
Apex Legends Mobile. Diablo Immortal. Genshin Impact. I'm interested to see if you have played this because this is the one Ben Brode works on now. Marvel Snap.
That's why I have played it, because I know Ben Brode made it.
Yeah, and Tower of Fantasy.
So Tower of Fantasy was supposed to be the Genshin killer, and that ain't it. Genshin Impact.
You played Tower of Fantasy?
I tried a little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Genshin Impact may still just win because of Genshin Impact. But I mean, for a mobile game, despite everything, it is pretty impressive what it can do. Diablo Immortal. I don't want to win.
Phones?
I don't want to win. I don't want to win on the principle of just how predatory it is. It has good gameplay, but it's
The
hidden
root
behind
of the
all
game
the yeah, but it's hidden behind all
evil.
the predatory stuff. So I'm not huge on that. Apex Legends Mobile is sick. Came out this year. Plays really well. Could see that winning. I really like Marvel Snap. It's a very
Really?
yeah. It's very different, but it's very casual, very easy, quick to pick up, and super free to play friendly.
That's good.
And as you play more, there's more and more depth. So realistically, what do I think would win? Probably Genshin Impact. What would I want to win? Probably Apex Legends.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't. I mobile shoot like it just doesn't translate for me, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I've played some, but yeah, it's even though I can't enjoy it, I can see what it does, and how much people enjoy it and how cool it is. But yeah, I just can't do the mobile shooter because the other thing too is like in order to be really like for the most part to have an edge, you have to claw like your two fingers or something so that you can, and I just can't do that. You know, my arthritis. I ain't doing it.
Do you have a? Did you play any of these, Blue? Like, do you have a vote in this?
Yeah, I don't have a vote in this.
Okay.
I am not a mobile game connoisseur like Mr. Fruit.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't play anything mobile unless it's TFT, which the new set is pretty sick. Very confusing though.
TFT is the #1 strategy game in the world, and evidently
Over chess.
well, anything that would be considered a strategy game, and apparently, I forget where I heard it, but there's like an inside source I'm pretty sure said that on average it actually has more concurrent players now than League of Legends,
Jesus.
which is insane.
Why doesn't it work as an esport?
There is esports for TFT.
Yeah, but I feel like it should have way more traction.
It's not
than
as
it does.
big. Part of it is I don't think Riot's pushing it as hard, but also I think part of it is the reason TFT is so large is because it's so casual friendly, pick up drop, and so some of the people playing it don't take it competitively. Like most of the people who pick up League, even in a casual sense, still feel some of the competition and the way the game is made is more indicative of that, and so I think it translates better to people going and watching the esport. It's made more as a competitive game, whereas TFT is made to be a fun strategy game that can be played by yourself or with friends, competitive or not competitive. I think that's part of it, and inherently the art, even though there's like, I mean, the game's obviously based on RNG. Maybe that's some of the reason people don't watch as much. But at the end of the day, it's like RNG to a degree where like if you're good at the game, you can be #1 player. But in the tournament, obviously there are some things that can shake it up and stuff. But I don't think they've made a push also for making it big.
You guys got some skin in the game in this category. Best role-playing game. We got Elden Ring. Live Live. Never heard of that. Pokemon Legends. Arceus. Triangle Strategy, and then Xenoblade Chronicles.
This is RPG?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. I've never heard of Live or Triangle Strategy.
Live. It was pretty popular. Got localized.
It looks like the guy looks like Cassidy from Overwatch.
Triangle Strategy.
The art for both of those look really cool though. Like,
I'll look in them. I haven't played them, so this one's harder for me because I've only played Elden Ring and Pokemon.
My heart is with Arceus because Arceus is a really special game. But my head is telling me it's probably gonna be Elden Ring.
Okay.
It was not Elden Ring.
I just figured maybe you guys give Pokemon the vote here. I know you both really liked it in
Pokemon
terms of like
was
a
cool,
role-playing Pokemon game. Like,
and they tried some things, but they definitely didn't try enough things to win against something like Elden Ring.
Arceus was ambitious for Pokemon.
Ooh, good category.
And the difference between Pokemon being ambitious and like From Software being ambitious is very different.
Yeah.
Best fighting game.
Ooh,
DNF Duel. JoJo Bizarre's Adventure, All
I
Star
know.
Battle.
I know Shark will over that one.
The King of Fighters XV.
I've
Uh,
man, that one's probably gonna.
Multiverses. Yeah.
Ooh,
And Sifu.
Which
I
is
think
interesting
Sifu might
because,
win this.
well, yeah, it's interesting because all of these are mainly arcade fighters and Sifu is single player, which is interesting. Tried DNF Duel. I suck. Still suck. Um,
But name
just-
a
I'm
fighting game you picked up and Drew's just like, wow, I'm really good at this.
well, that's just it. Like the only one it's ever been was Fighter Z, and I was bad, but I was like, man, this is sick enough in it's Dragon Ball, so I'm gonna try and get good at it. I pick up DNF Duel, and I'm super bad at it. I'm like, I'm already so behind. And the problem with DNF Duel and some of these are like they're also more niche, so the people playing them, majority of them are already good arcade fighters. So like I'm already so far back, so it's like, JoJo's Bizarre, I haven't played that one, but JoJo's. King of Fighters I haven't played, but it's fun to watch, and I know people really like that one. Multiverses was fun. I think the first attempt at a Smash clone that actually works. Still has some stuff to do, but what they were trying to do with the game they actually did pretty well. And then yeah, Sifu's fun. I'm just surprised. It is a fighting game, but yeah, I guess all the others I'm just so used to arcade like versus fighters.
Blue, your thoughts on the fighting?
King of Fighters wins my heart. I think Sifu will win purely because it's a really fucking cool game. Like, yeah.
I haven't played really any of those other than Multiverse versus. Why'd you boo that, Blue? Did you not like it like at all?
Oh, cheesy ass, goofy ass game.
What? That shit ain't goofy. It's
It's
fun.
kind of
Yeah, I like
goofy.
multiverses.
It's a little goofy.
Next category that I think was kind of interesting. Best adaptation. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. Arcane, League of Legends. Cyberpunk, Edge Runners. The Cuphead Show. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And Uncharted.
Um,
I've only seen one of these. That's pretty bad.
I've seen them all.
You saw Uncharted?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
It wasn't bad, but it also like it just felt like a explorer movie, and they just put Uncharted on the title.
Okay.
But it was good. I liked it. I like Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. But yeah, it was all right. It just didn't feel Uncharted.
Okay.
Like it was
It felt
loose.
like Tom Holland on an adventure.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't win that just based on like. I think it's an okay movie, but as an adaptation, definitely could have done better. Sonic, I enjoyed. I think they're doing good with the movies. The Cuphead Show, it didn't really grab me. I watched them all, but it was.
But I think it was meant for more so like just kind of like a 1950s cartoon where like it seems like it's kind of wacky and like very short and spurts and the humor's really, really, really dry.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Like it's not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I love the animation style.
However, this feels like Game of the Year where it's going up against God of War or Elden Ring. You're going up against Arcane or Cyberpunk, which I think blow the others out of the water. And I think I would give it to Arcane. I love Cyberpunk Edge Runners, but Arcane, insane. Across the board, everything they did with it.
And you're just like got to be hopeful as a League fan that Arcane was good. And like you said, there's so many different stories to tell, like in that universe.
Yeah. So yeah, I give this one Arcane.
I think this is pretty easily between Edge Runners and Arcane. Cyberpunk made so much noise, And I think Cyberpunk, honestly, that brought people back to the game. Um, but yeah, Arcane was just like Arcane like got to the point where like it went beyond League, it went beyond the game, and so did Cyberpunk. But Arcane got to the point where like it had the attention of like some hardcore like film critic or like like TV and film critics were like, "Yo."
The difference is Arcane hit #1 across like all Netflix series
Yeah.
in multiple countries. Cyberpunk never did that. Like
Yeah,
that just
so
goes to show you the
yeah.
like.
I
And
think Arcane's reach was crazy. Like because it was so quality, it like word of mouth. This show is actually like don't even think about anything else. It's just an incredible show, and it just yeah, the reach it had was pretty insane. So I would probably give it to Arcane, but I think it could be either.
And I think Cyberpunk, some people will just maybe have some recency bias because it happened a lot sooner. Oh, I remember that, and
Fair.
all the buzz. But again, too, I think like the difference is there was buzz both in like our circles, but Arcane hit circles that we wouldn't even know about. And I think I also have to give it to Arcane too. Is not only did it catch on that well, but I think it had so much going against it to boot because it was so anticipated and so much riding behind it, and it's League, and they did all this. So I felt like it already had a lot of ways it could fail. Where Cyberpunk came out of nowhere, for the most part, and especially based on the games. I mean, people were already like, "What the?" And then, granted, they did blow it away and it redeemed it. But I think, yeah, like if we're going off just like, well, look at how it caught people and brought people back to the game. I think the magnitude comparatively is still just insane as far as Arcane goes.
Maybe if they didn't have Imagine Dragons, I'd give it a shot. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Most anticipated game. This is kind of cool. Final Fantasy
16.
XVI?
16.
Is that your world, Blue, or no? Is this a totally like
New game. This is most anticipated.
no?
It's
But
the
what I'm
new-
saying, but like, is it an MMO? Like, or
Oh no,
like,
no, it's a new mainline Final Fantasy title. 15, 16, yeah. So
is 16 like where like it's new, or is there like Final Fantasy 28 type of thing?
16 is
Or-
new. 16 is the newest Final Fantasy.
Okay, I see. Hogwarts Legacy,
Huh.
Resident Evil 4, Starfield, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Oof. Why are you? Am I drinking the Kool-Aid thinking Hogwarts Legacy looks kind of tight?
I am excited for it, but I think the difference is, and from what they've shown, especially recently, I don't think it's going to be the game I wanted it to be. I think it'll be cool. I'm going to play it, but it already looks like it's not quite delivering where it could have. I think it'll still be fun. And granted, depending on who's voting, this could be win just because Harry Potter. And for instance, like on this list, the most normie like appeal, Hogwarts Legacy.
For sure.
Because
I have like normie friends that have told me like, how do I play Hogwarts Legacy? Like, what are you getting it on and stuff like that?
My two biggest things, one, we'll have to see, like when they revealed it, like the gameplay itself looked pretty meh. Which I mean, I guess there's only so much you can do with like the magic combat they have, where it's just sit there and pew pew. So maybe it's cooler. And then the other thing too was like in one of their like recent videos, for instance,
Pew, pew.
they were showing around the Hogwarts and all this stuff, and it's supposed to be cool. Like, bustling college, all these busy kids doing things. It's supposed to feel alive, and it felt pretty stale. Like,
yeah, it felt pretty.
They were like, it
King's
wasn't loud.
Landing.
Yeah, it wasn't loud. It wasn't
of.
crazy. You don't have all these young wizards going around. There were just people like AI just doing the same thing, like sitting there. It just felt very contained. Whereas you would think quite the opposite, especially like crazy. Imagine like freshman dorm of wizards with all this. Like, It'd feel way more alive. I feel like that's my only complaint. I mean, I'll play the game. Who knows? Could be cool. But like those are the two things that like I feel like need to deliver for me. So far, it's not, but that's why I'm hesitant.
Resident Evil 4 is a remake, correct?
I believe so.
I've never been a Resident Evil guy.
Me either.
My vote would be for Starfield. I saw all the creative dialogue like lines. There's like some sort of like 250,000 dialogue lines or something crazy like that. I'm drinking the Bethesda Kool-Aid, I think for sure. I hope it's good. I know it'll be a buggy mess as soon as it comes out. So that I can't wait for. But maybe Bethesda is back in my good graces after this one.
The ironic thing was, if you asked me this list before E3, I would have said Starfield. Ironically, when they revealed it, it made me less excited for Starfield. So I'm not anticipating Starfield that much, to be honest.
Same.
I'll play it. But yeah, for me, they revealed it the opposite. It like deflated me a little bit. So we'll see.
So then the last one, The Legend of Zelda. Is that your vote?
I don't actually know on this because like I don't know why, but I didn't really play Breath of the Wild.
I didn't either.
You son of a bitch! You didn't what?
Yeah.
I know. It's like that's what people would come after me.
Yeah.
Like you're not a gamer, dude. Hey, I killed the Minotaur thing. All right.
That was
very true. He is a gamer.
I
Minotaur
I don't know.
Ganon.
I think I'm excited for all the people who enjoyed it to get it, and then I'll probably check it out. I mean, maybe I'll get around to it eventually. Like I don't have a good reason either why I didn't really play it. So I guess I like my most anticipated would be Legend of Zelda to just see everyone else. Because yeah, Resident Evil I won't play it. Final Fantasy 16 I won't play it. Hogwarts is probably the one I'm gonna play that I'm looking forward to the most because I have more hope in it. Like Starfield, I'm gonna probably play the entire thing, but currently just very whelmed. I'm protecting myself because I was skeptical, and then that trailer came out, and then it felt like all the skepticism was justified, and I'm like, wait, what? And then it felt like I was not drinking the Kool-Aid because then there are some people coming out like, dude, that Starfield showcase, what? And I'm like, did we watch the same thing?
Yeah, I was like, are we?
Did I miss something?
Am I missing something? Yeah.
Like, did we watch it? Is this like a bootleg one? What did I don't know. Maybe it's one of those times too where I'm just not in the majority. Usually I'm with the majority here, but yeah, if majority is like Starfield's looking sick, then I guess I'm not one of them.
I'll trust you guys, I guess, but like I don't see it, y'all. Like,
again, I'm gonna play it.
Here,
I'm actually excited for 16. 15 was very okay to me. So I was pretty disappointed in that. But 16
was 15 the one where they're like driving that car and stuff. Okay.
Yep. It was very okay. So I'm really excited for 16 because 16 is by Creative Business Unit 3, which is the team that has been working on Final Fantasy 14 since A Realm Reborn, since they basically saved the game from going back into the abyss of death, bringing it and making it into the biggest MMO right now. So I'm really excited because Creative Business Unit 3, they can make some banger stories, and they've really made FF14 an insane game. So the fact that they are getting their own just main FF title with big budget is like really exciting because I don't know. I think they're a great developer. Yoshi P is goated, except for his opinions on some things. But hey, Japan can't really help it. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited for 16.
We'll do this last one because I think this is really kind of it on the categories that I think were something that could, start some dialogue. We'll do the best multiplayer. something that we kind of dabble into. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Multiverse. Overwatch. Splatoon 3. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, Shredder.
Let me look at it. So, didn't play Splatoon. Never played the Splatoons. Really. I know some people go crazy for it.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I didn't play. Multiverses was fun, but I wouldn't put it best multiplayer. As memey as it is, I might give it Overwatch 2. I really like Modern Warfare 2. For me, it's just Overwatch 2, even though it, like, in its current state, why is it Overwatch 2? Why wasn't it just a PvP update? But in that regards, it was a nice quality of life PvP update for me. Made Overwatch more fun, or rather fun again for me. So I'd put it best multiplayer.
Yeah. I'd probably agree. I haven't really played the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer at all. And I've been having a good time with Overwatch too. I just wish it rewarded me. Like just getting empty battle passes, voice lines, weapon charms, and all that shit just sucks. Like, and I'm not spending that money on skins. Like, I won't do it. Like, I didn't do it on loot boxes. At least I could earn the loot boxes when I played the game. You know what I mean? Do you have any vote here, Blue?
Yeah, I would pick Modern Warfare. As terrible as the performance is, holy shit. That game
Especially
crashing
whatever that update was
constantly.
yesterday. Like,
Warzone update made the game even worse stability-wise. The game is a joke on PC. Holy shit. But when the game works, the game works. That game slaps. It's definitely like my game where like I have nothing to play. I just go play some Modern Warfare, you know what I mean? So
it's some good mindless fun.
it's good mindless fun. I know it's always, and man, just like the attention to detail in that multiplayer, whew, just so nice. Incredible game when it works. So like 70% of the time it's a great game.
One part of the problem too is I've only really played it for 2 days. I only really got time with it because it came out 2.5 weeks after Overwatch, and then it came out 2 or 3 days for me before something else, and then I had this New World event, so I haven't had a lot of time either. Like they came out with Shoot House, this new update, which threw me back to my Damascus grind.
Shoot House, baby. I when you went to Shoot House, I was like, it's just like watching Mr. Fruit 2 years ago,
Yeah,
baby.
And then I'm sitting here and I'm also remember like, man, this is not a good map. It's just really good for camos. Because then I'm sitting there like not really doing anything and just playing a normal match. I'm like, man, this is chaos incarnate, but not in like a. It's like Shipment back in Modern Warfare 2019 as well. It's like, this isn't a good map, but man, can I bust out some camo? So I like the map. Like, ironically, I think I like more of the other maps. There needs to be like a finer balance between a map that plays really slow and then like a map like Shipment or Shoot Yard, like a nice in between balance of that. But yeah, gunplay in that game is super good. Like it took what I liked about Modern Warfare and I think made it a little. We kind of talked about it, made it a little bit better for me because it's a little less slower paced. I do really like it. I just haven't had as much time. I'm like going off of like 3 weeks of Overwatch 2 versus the 2 days I had with
You're in the trenches right now, game wise.
Yeah, as Dad has been calling me
Modern Warfare,
a greasy gremlin.
Pokemon,
New World.
New World.
What else have I done?
Predecessor's coming out December.
I have been hearing things about the new Pokemon game.
We've heard them all. Don't worry.
And not good things.
I'm so excited for Predecessor.
In terms of like performance and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, by now we will have been playing Pokemon.
Yeah,
I've
we
been
should
watching.
say we're recording this on Thursday because Pokemon's coming out on
Pokemon,
Friday. And
yeah. So,
we're gonna be playing.
but we can. I think me and Fruit can easily answer this. Based on the leaks that we've been that we've both been looking at, and
Yeah,
in
we've seen them
general,
all.
like the gameplay previews that we've seen, just like Arceus, man, the performance is absolutely unacceptable. And I can guarantee when I play that game, I will have the same experience. Um, Pokemon, ambitious to a fault.
I wish they just put it on PC, like a Pokemon PC game.
Nope. Nintendo
Well, and-
Pokemon sells consoles, unfortunately, and that sells Switches. So
I feel like part of it too some of it still is the Switch. And I think the difference though is like you can optimize it more.
for
But
sure,
I think part of the problem is they don't take enough time. Like
they do not.
Breath of the Wild had a much longer time, and I have to imagine too, probably a lot of that expanded timeline was optimizing it for the Switch. The difference
Yeah,
is
but it's like
they want to make sure you have an optimized product, and Pokemon's like, it's playable.
yeah,
They'll buy it.
it's like,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's like Breath of the Wild has more shit. Breath of the Wild is still a prettier game. Breath of the Wild has more in-depth gameplay mechanics. Breath of the Wild has more robust AI. Breath of the Wild just straight up has a bigger map. And it's a 6-year-old game. So as much as I want to blame the hardware, I
mean,
absolutely the hardware. Absolutely, the hardware
need
is
a new
is a
Switch.
speech. Yeah,
We
yeah,
do.
for 100%. Absolutely, the hardware is old and decrepit. But I can't blame the hardware for Game Freak not pushing out a polished product, because that's just Game Freak. They never push out polished product. The only
And
reason
again-
it worked on handheld is because they had like 20 years to make handheld Pokemon what it was.
And the other argument too, though, is also, all right, we need more time. Well, you could hire an infinite amount of people to help you. You could hire hundreds of people to make a company
You're the
to
biggest.
just optimize
You're the
it. Like,
biggest entertainment franchise.
money is not the issue. It's just their unwillingness to. I don't know. Who knows? But we've
One
harped
day you'll
and
get
preached
the
on
Pokemon
about
game
that
you guys
forever.
deserve.
I've given up on that.
No, I mean, I think they're doing. I think with Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, they're doing it right.
We're getting
It's
there.
just they're definitely
getting
getting
there.
there.
But I
But like,
think
man, dude, I should never play a game that runs at 15 FPS, bro. Absolutely should never happen.
but it will. And the
Game
thing
Freak
too is I'm
matures.
still gonna play it.
That's right.
But like it's upsetting, but at the end of the day, like some people have made the argument, and there are just some weird like shills who defend all this, but like I would rather have good gameplay and some performance issues than vice versa.
I'm
But
currently
I don't know why we
looking
can't
at
have both.
I'm currently looking at the leak of the Pokedex.
Yeah, okay, so
and-
I'll say I don't know if we've talked too much about it. Technically the game will have come out by now, but also people are playing
Yeah.
through it and haven't seen much, so we're just still gonna stay spoiler free.
Yeah, we'll say spoiler free.
But I'm pretty sure Blue feels a little bit different about this. So this is my hot take. So far, this is my least favorite decks of new mons. Because there are typically in the new decks, there are like a lot of like middle ones where I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. There are a couple where I'm like, those are sick. And then there's a couple where I'm like, what am I looking at? I think the problem here is almost none of them are in between for me. And there's a lot more this time around where I'm like, what am I looking at here?
Some of
And
these are pretty bad.
as is tradition, well, part of it too is like the only way I've seen them are leaks and like some bad images. So like the thing too is I'll probably like the official like 2D art a lot more. Some of the models look like something you would have made out of Spore. Like, some of them are, again, maybe when I'm playing it in game, but seeing like the second, third hand screenshots certainly didn't do some of them justice. But some of the designs for me, I'm looking at, I'm like, I think I drew that in 3rd grade when I was like trying to make my own Pokemon. Some of them just feel so.
Is that a
not
Minecraft Pokemon?
Oh my! Don't even get me started on that one. Don't even get me started.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we're playing Pixelmon. That's what I saw that one, and I'm like,
what is that?
I don't know. Well, I know what it's supposed to be, but that one between the first it's a Mario mushroom.
Okay, can we talk about the hits? Can we talk about ones we think hit? Like what one hits for you?
Well, see, I don't want to spoil too much. Okay, I'll say this one. I don't know if it's that much. Actually, there's 2. Here's the thing, too, is most of the ones that hit for me are either evolutions or iterations on past Pokemon, where they already had something to base from. And then, ironically, most of the ones I like are base forms. A lot of the ones I like kind of lose it once they evolve. But one without this one's spoilers. Primeape gets an evolution. It's called Annihilape. Big fan of Annihilape. I like Annihilape.
So cool.
Super cool. It's like beast mode Primeape.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. It looks like he has like Super Saiyan hair.
Then there's another one. I won't spoil, but it's like a samurai. Big fan of that one. Love that one. Big fan. Those hit. A lot of the I don't remember what they're called. There's Future and then Primordial or something. I forget which one they're called. A lot of those I like. Some are a little strange, but I like some of the iterations they did. A lot of the base form Pokemon, new Pokemon I like. Majority of them. Then they all kind of lose it. There's a good bit that lose it for me when they evolve. But some of the designs are sick. Like, without spoiling too much, there's a dolphin Pokemon. The dolphin itself is cool. We won't talk about what comes next.
But the
dolphin's cool. I like the dolphin. There's some cool ones in there. But yeah, for the most part, it's like I either really like them or I really don't. And there's a lot I really don't.
I like the gravestone one, if you know what I'm talking about. It's like
I think they revealed that one. Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's like a dog, right?
Yeah.
Like, I like the evolution of the dog. The Evo is pretty cool looking. The starter at Evo is interesting. One of them. 2 of them.
I have since changed my starter because as far as I can tell, there's only one way to go. Originally, I think the one I was least likely to pick was Fuecoco. And now that's the one I'm picking.
Right, he seems kind of the only responsible choice.
And it's sick. I really like what they did with him. And then the others.
Yeah.
I will say, I think the Quaxley Final Evo is growing on me, especially in game. But the Sprigatito, whatever its name is, Final Evo.
Oh,
that one's gonna take.
I like the middle Evo for that one.
Yeah,
the middle Evo is cool.
That one's cool. Yeah, and then it
kind of falls off, Chief.
Yeah. To be fair, the Quaxley second Evo, it falls off. I don't know.
It looks like a Pokemon that's like a buff, wacky, flammable arm tube man or something.
Yeah.
That one is pretty bad. Might be the worst looking Pokemon I think I've ever seen.
The base forms though are all sick. But some of these Mons, I know in 10 years, ask me about them. A lot of them have probably grown on me. But there are just going to be some that won't. Like, for instance, Primarina. That's never going to grow on me. Right? Popplio? That's never going to grow on me. I'm always going to hate those. Bruxish? No shot.
Minecraft Pokemon I'll always hate.
Yep, that one's not, I don't see it. And I think part of it too is the way they're translating some of these to 3D models. Like I think some of these back in the day in 2D sprites I would have liked more.
But I do like the evolution of Minecraft Pokemon because it's a little, shout out to your boy. That was Pokemon's tip of the cap to me specifically.
Yep, just for you.
Yeah, they're like, hey, there's this guy.
Hey, there's this guy Rob. He just did his first Nuzlocke, dude. Hey,
let's do something for him.
Yeah.
But Blue, do you have any specific misses or hits without being too spoilery?
I gotta say, design wise, there's a lot of misses. There's a lot of misses. I think
the best way I'll let you go. It's just I think the way I wanted to describe it is there just feels like there's no design consistency. Like
yes, 100%.
It feels like they're coming from it doesn't necessarily need like a theme, but just so many of these, like it literally feels like there are core things a lot of Pokemon have that make it Pokemon.
Yes.
Or like certain ways they'll do things. And I feel like they break so many of these like self-imposed rules that make it feel like a Pokemon.
Yeah, 100%.
And so it's like, oh, we have it here, but then this is in the same decks, and this is like I'm gonna say like some of them look like Fakemon or like
100. Yes.
Like
what's something the one game Blue that you roast that you're like it's never had Pokemon's designs?
So that's where I was getting. I think this and Gen 5 are the most inconsistent design-wise. Gen 5 has straight up Digimon.
Yep.
Gen 5 has some of the worst designs of Pokemon. Actually, no. Gen 5 has the worst Pokemon designs at that point. But I would argue
it also has some of my favorites.
That's where I'm getting is I would say Scarlet and Violet is up there, if not worse than Gen 5 in the terrible design department. That being said, there are absolute slappers. Like Gen 5 did still have some absolute goated Pokemon. And I think Scarlet and Violet also has a couple of absolutely goated designs. That being said, I felt like we kind of were in like a new golden age of designs with 7 and 8. Sun and Moon, a couple of misses, but my God, was that entire gen just hits.
That's what I'm saying. Like aside from like Popplio, Lion, and Bruxis for me, pretty much that entire gen
just amazing. Yeah,
was either good or great for me.
Good or great. Even in a lot of people were not hype on Incineroar. I thought Incineroar really grew on me.
I was going to say Incineroar was an initial like. I
not
think
just Smash
helped, but
Smash helped. But like Pokemon in motion is definitely
100%
different than seeing them just as a picture, right? So Incineroar grew on me. Obviously, Rowlet line is just goated grass starter line, like one of the best the game's ever seen.
Good.
And then we went to Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield, for all people's qualms about it not being a great game, which it wasn't, had again another just goated designs. You got Dragapult, arguably my favorite pseudo ever.
So good.
Absolutely,
that's
so
like the
creative.
jet face guy. Right?
That's the jet face dragon. Goated badass Pokemon. You had the starters. While a lot of people didn't like Inteleon, Cinderace and Rillaboom. Cinderace just super popular, and Rillaboom. Come on, who doesn't like Donkey Kong Grass Boy?
Yeah, and then Inteleon is one of those designs. Also, probably just not going to grow on me. But
yeah, Inteleon just a garbage design for sure. But while there is a couple of misses in Inteleon, there's just hits and hits and hits, just hits. Like,
and with 7 and 8, they introduced like regional variants, and I love almost all the regional variants.
Remixing old Pokemon, and they almost always hit. The remixes almost always hit.
Which
I can't say the remixes in Scarlet and Violet always hit.
I was about to say, I guess it's spoilers, but there's one of them. It's like, bruh.
The dolphin one might be the worst Evo I think I've ever seen.
That is horrible.
But like Sword and Shield, right? Going back, you got Dreadnought, Oh, sick ass Pokemon. You got
The G-Max forms too.
oh, the
those
G-Max
were
is so
sick.
sick. Corviknight, dare I say,
Banger regional bird.
along with Pidgeot, the best regional birds.
And that speaks
Having-
a lot because it's beating out nostalgia on a lot of old birds.
Having arguably your best regional bird 8 generations in, that's a quality design.
Which I'm gonna say they do my boy Toucanon dirty. Where's my boy?
Toucanon
I love
is so-
Toucanon.
I love
Sun and Moon,
too.
Toucanon,
Loved him.
the name, the design.
No.
What
Where-
a whew.
Spoilers. It's not huge spoilers, but he wasn't obtainable in Sword and Shield. Won't be obtainable in Scarlet and Violet.
Where is the Toucanon love?
Give me my boy. Where's my Toucanon boy? That's all I gotta say. Just
Sword and Shield, Yamper.
Oh,
Yamper?
yeah, dude. How are you gonna beat that?
Can I ask you a
Yamper.
question
You
about
don't.
this Pokedex?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like there's not that many Pokemon? Like, why do I feel like other Pokedexes have a
There's
lot?
actually
Well,
quite a few.
If you're looking at, that's the only new mons.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually I think on the bigger end of new gens. So
Oh,
that's just the new mons. There will be obviously other older Pokemon you can get.
sometimes I will look at Eldegoss and I'll be like, that Pokemon's been around for a while. No. Eldegoss is in Sword and Shield. That looks like a classic Pokemon design.
Yeah.
It's in Sword and Shield. Cramorant. The
My
GOAT.
Cheeto boy.
The
Yeah.
Cramorant. How do you have a How do you have a design as good as Cramorant?
Whatchamacallit?
How?
Oh, I can't. What the fudge is the little squid boy that I got a shiny of? I can't even think of his name.
Yeah, Clobbopus.
Clobbopus. Yeah.
Well, that's such a good name too.
Oh
Octillion.
my god. They're just.
You had
so-
you had the Apple line, Appleton, Pie Dragon.
Oh my god.
Don't even get me
So good.
started on the
You're gonna make
original
me-
Bird Trio
I'm about
remix.
to boot up Sword and Shield right now, bro.
Right? The original Bird Trio remix. You got Dark Moltres. You got Fighting Zapdos. You got Psychic Articuno.
And the designs. The Zapdos and Moltres for me are like, yeah, so good.
Oh, just
Like, here's the difference, right? If you're like, oh, it's just because you haven't played the games. I got the whole Sun and Moon deck spoiled for me before, right? I looked at it and I was like, wow, these are sick. I was actually
Yeah.
hyped about them before I played the game.
oh.
This one,
if we're
I've
gonna
seen it
get-
and I'm like,
yeah, exactly. This one I'm like, eh. Speaking of Sun and Moon, let's go over some of the goat designs. Mimikyu,
goated.
goated.
What a good design.
Beware,
Great ability. Beware.
Oh, I like Beware. That's the little.
beware.
You got the
What a sick Pokemon.
koala. You got, we talked about the birds. I love Mudsdale.
Rockruff.
Salazzle.
Rockruff, bitch.
Lycanroc.
Lycanroc.
Oh,
The Midnight form.
Dusk form.
Fuck.
All the forms. Bruh.
Oh, and let me remind you of the coolest bug regional, Vikavolt.
Yeah, who's gonna say no to that, dude?
Who's gonna say no to that?
That's adorable.
Charge a bug.
That's adorable. Hello?
The best Pokemon waifu, and I will not have any slander. Serena. That
Hips
that big
don't lie.
that big oops. Oh, you got a Rangaroo.
A
Sick
Ringaroo
ass
and
Pokemon.
Passimian.
Passimian, not my favorite, but a Rangaroo.
I want both.
The more
No,
I look
a
at this
Rangaroo
list,
slander.
there's some that bang, but then the more I look, there's more like, what is this?
What, the newer gen?
Yeah.
Well, there are
Like,
some
there's
like
an interpretation of an old Pokemon, and they kind of turned it around, and they made it
A
like
Alolan Raichu.
Weird.
Alolan Raichu.
banger.
Alolan Raichu.
All right, now
Alolan
give me
Raichu.
your bangers in this gen, Blue.
Alolan
Golisopod?
Marowak? Oh my god. I
Oh
love
my
Alolan Marowak.
god, Alolan Marowak. Now, everything I'm saying, I could go on about how 7 and 8 have incredible designs. I could probably list a few in Scarlet and Violet that I really like. That I could be like, banger. But it's Scarlet and Violet's like a big half and half, and even then it's like half and half is being a little generous. There's
Yeah.
some not so great designs.
For me, it's like a 30-70.
Yep,
Like-
yep.
30% I can vibe with, 70%. And here's the thing, like, I'll be the first to admit, it'll probably turn to like 50-50 over time.
100%. It will turn to 50-50.
But the difference is going into like Sword and Shield, it was like an 80-20. And
Dude,
now it's like a 95-5. Aside from Inteleon, I'd have to like think about ones I didn't really like.
Yep.
Not off the top of my head, but I can already guarantee you that there are just
Are those
handful.
legs on that Pokemon, if you know what I'm talking about? They're no longer tentacles, they're legs now.
Yes.
Those are
legs.
Let me
give you guys a rundown of how me and Fruit's deal. Because every time a new Pokemon game comes out, me and Fruit just in the Twitter DMs, just talking about the leaks, talking about what we see. We are day and night in the week leading up to Pokemon. Me and Fruit just talking about Pokemon. And let me give you the rundown of Sun and Moon. Holy shit, this is sick. Oh my god, so tight.
Look at this.
I really like this. And then maybe that I don't know about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sword and Shield. Oh my, Sword and Shield. We were like hype meter at 10,000.
Yeah.
Me and Fruit were like, we were hot. We were hot on.
That's
Sword
when
and
I'm
Shield
like,
designs.
Pokemon's back for me, baby. Like,
Yeah, same. Yeah, we were like, is Pokemon hot again?
This is sick.
Arceus. We were hype. We were the Hisui designs slapping, but then
Now,
we were like,
when we found out the legendary
Yeah.
ones,
yeah,
that one was
we were like,
is this real?
we were like, no wonder they saved all the good designs for the marketing. Got it.
Yeah, no wonder we didn't see those. Okay.
And then Scarlet and Violet was like, I like that one. Yeah,
Yeah, that one's
that one is actually pretty sick. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be that popular.
there's some I just didn't even
Controversial.
share because I'm like, I don't even like.
Yeah.
I know we're not vibing with this one. Like, what the fudge?
So this is definitely the most lukewarm we've been on Pokemon designs in a couple generations. But I can't be that upset because 7 and 8.
But at the end of the day, too, though, the reason I'm more excited for the game is what it could do to the gameplay loop of Pokemon moving forward.
Yes, very much so.
Excited about that.
Yep.
But yeah, the new designs, like I think I might even be more excited if like we didn't even get that many new mons, and instead they focused on just the whole big new gameplay stuff.
Agree.
But yeah, so like that's also so you don't also think that like every time there's new mons we're like and then it comes out and we're like, oh yeah, cool. Now this time around there are just a lot where I'm like, it's a miss.
Which
Which
is your favorite, Blue, without being too spoilery, from the newest?
I'd have to look.
My favorite, I would probably have to say, is Fuecoco's Evo. I think right
sick.
now
It is cool.
I think right now Fuecoco's Evo is probably my favorite. I do really like the pseudo. I think a lot of people are going to be like, on the pseudo. I really like the pseudo.
Now, your least favorite.
My least favorite?
Like the one you hate the most, I would say.
Where do I even get started?
Like, what is that, dude? I'm getting upset again looking at some of these, dude. Like,
there's a lot of really bad ones. I don't know if I can...
Yeah,
okay, hold
next
on.
week, it'll be after a week, and we'll like go through the Pokedex, and then I'll like, because then we can be more specific. Like, oh, okay, yeah, this one, not this one. And after playing it, maybe my opinions change on some of them. But holy,
I don't see it changing for most of these. My least favorite has got to be. That's so hard, man. There's some awful designs here. Oh, that's so ugly.
I know. I'm going back through and I'm like,
hey, can I also say I think Pokemon agrees with my tumbleweed assessment.
Don't get me started on that, dude.
I really
there's some like they're on my side with saying it Evo's into.
Don't even get me started on that.
I really like Fuecoco's Evo. I really like the regional bird.
This one's been revealed. It has been for a while. I still love Lechonk. I think that's adorable.
Oh yes, I love Lechonk. Oh, and then I think Fair Giraffe might be my favorite. It's just such a good Pokemon. Like that's classic Pokemon design right there. Giraffe. I would say Giraffe and Fuecoco's Evo are probably my two favorites
I
right
do like the
now.
crab too. I like the crab.
Cloth
I
is
like
just
him.
fun. Cloth's just
Yeah.
fun. My least
Yo,
favorite, fuck me. Fuck. That's hard. I would say my least favorite is, this is a spoiler, so I'm not going to say it, but I will say,
Just from the
um,
look, kind of, you know.
like what the fuck is that?
Yeah. It's mine. I mean, whatever the dolphin evolves into, like that
Um,
is interesting.
uh, my least favorite, I'm gonna, this is gonna make some people upset because it's been revealed already. My least favorite is Gimme Cool.
Really, the treasure guy?
That's one of the worst Pokemon designs I've ever seen.
His Evo's pretty bad too.
That's one of the worst
Really, I
Pokemon
kind of like
designs.
the little treasure guy.
I hate him. I
Is he
hate
is
him.
is he live in the treasure or is the treasure part of his body?
He lives in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, yeah.
Really, I'm surprised like that is your most hated one.
It just looks like, no. It just looks like someone. It just looks like a 12-year-old designed that Pokemon, and I just can't be about that life. So yeah, that's. Yep, that's me. That's me being a
Yeah.
hater.
Well, that'll probably do it for the Poke Talk, and we also have a hard cutoff time like now.
We could do a couple questions. You know, I got
Okay, we
time for a
can.
couple
Okay, you
questions.
got a couple
Probably like
questions.
10 minutes of questions.
Okay. We have a question from Crystal. Says, "What is your worst experience at a dine-in restaurant? If you don't have one, then what is your worst experience at a fast food place?"
Ooh.
Ah,
Rarely do I have.
I
Oh, never
agree.
mind.
Like,
Never mind. I remember when I was a kid, Outback Steakhouse, the worst restaurant in the history of restaurants. Every single time I was at Outback
your
Steakhouse,
family when you at Statback Steakhouse.
I love pasta, so I'll always order pasta.
I had pasta last night.
Every time I went to Outback Steakhouse, after I ate the pasta, I got food poisoning.
Whoa. So no
The first
more.
time I ate pasta at Outback, I got food poisoning, and I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, "Ah." It was the first time though. Like I can't blame them. Like they probably like it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Got a food poisoning again. I was like, no, no. Outback Steakhouse, the worst.
We're on questions now, Christian.
Copy that.
What is your worst experience at a dine-in restaurant if you don't have one? Experience at a like fast food one. And I'm trying to think.
That's a good question. Worst experience?
I normally like don't have a bad experience because I never want to be that person, and it's never that bad to the point where I'm truly like say something.
And I
Same.
don't. I won't make a scene either. Um, it's the only one I can think of. I know this wouldn't be my worst, but it's the one that comes to mind recently. Is Olive Garden Fruit Summit while those
Oh,
other families were there.
Woo!
probably.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
dude, that was like
pretty
a Chuck E.
bad. That was
Cheese
up
back
there for
day.
sure.
Just like
But
are
after
we in
they
a
left, it was
zoo?
awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
after they left, but
it was
for the like
awesome.
30 minutes, whatever. I'm like,
Yeah, that did suck.
These
I
poor
would
people.
probably say that too. It was literally like a Chuck E. Cheese in the back of a Olive Garden. We have a question here from Captain. Says, "Hey guys, just wondering how you try and avoid spoilers for games. For me, it's so difficult when I'm addicted to all things like Twitter and YouTube, and all I want is to not have Ragnarok and the new Pokemon starter Evo spoiled for me."
Well, it depends. In the case of like Pokemon, I
Right,
seek
it's
out.
like who do you follow and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
Like,
who do you follow?
you can like do like Twitter spoil tags too. So like for like say like the 14 days leading up to Pokemon, anything that has the word Pokemon in it, like you can like make sure it doesn't show up on your feed for like two weeks or whatever. That type of stuff will help. Or just getting off of it, which is easier said than done.
Some of it is tough though, especially things like YouTube, because the reality is, especially for like a lot of the people, like for instance, like Pokemon, PokeTubers, it's their job, and unfortunately, covering spoilers and stuff gets them views, more than it would upset some people who don't want to see spoilers. So can't really fault them. And the tough part is, it's just like, don't go on YouTube, or either like unsub from certain people, or it's certainly tough. As far as like after a game releases, like for instance right now, like God of War, I'm still behind. I don't know what happens. I either have things muted, or as soon as I see anything about it, like I don't look. I just move on. Easier said than done, but it can be very tough.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Zoes. Oh, go ahead, Blue. Sorry.
Oh no, it's pretty easy for me to avoid. I just avoid all social media.
There you go.
But I will. But if there's leaks out and I'm interested, like I'm not going to stop myself. My mind will wander.
I'm not strong enough.
Zoe says, "Hey guys, question for Fruit. Have you played the game Thiesma or something? If you think you did, what'd you think of it? If not, I recommend it. It was inspired by Sekiro, so I'm sure you will love the game mechanics. Would love to see a video on too if it tickles your fancy."
The name sounds familiar, but no, I have not, unfortunately. Forgive me.
Ezra says, sadly, haven't been able to ask anything due to moving to the DFW area about 3 months ago. But I finally have the chance. I was just now listening to last week's podcast and have heard y'all talk about back injuries. I've had a good deal of ways to help the chronic pain, but nothing has worked so far. Any unique suggestions? Steroids injections gave me seizures, and my back surgery is too much for me because I'm only 20. I've tried Delta gummies, and they do work great, but getting high is not a permafix. Thanks for everything. Y'all are great. I mean, shit, if you're going through like steroid, like my unique, like foam rolling is not going to help that. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I'm probably a little more in line with his back problems. Unfortunately, I don't have a fix yet. So,
are you lower back pain or middle, upper, or just all?
Upper, middle, lower. Not quite completely upper, but the worst pain is either middle or lower.
Now, like middle, right, middle.
More like it's in the middle. It's usually more middle left and middle right, and then the bottom is just the whole bottom of the back.
Unlucky.
Quite.
We'll have time for one more question here. Question from Soport. I like that name. Super happy that my last question went well. I always want to promote people building each other up. On that note, what's your favorite gift, physical or otherwise, you've received from each other? Mine would be the best man. The way Christian asked me to be his best man in the and then for Blue, it would probably be his plushie for us, allowing us to do his plushie. So I would assume that would be like him giving me a plushie.
I actually think that's also the best gift Rob gave me, is when he reached out for me to do content and he was like, let's do a plushie, and I was like, this is the best gift anyone could ever give me, Rob.
Oh, the tankard as well, because I was drinking out of that the other day.
Yarg. No one appreciates gifts, man.
Yeah, I would say collabing with Rob was honestly the best gift. It was actually really fun, and it was special because it wasn't, because it was like all ideas, and then it turned out physical, and I mean, the plushies were really sick. So yeah, that was just really fun. That didn't feel like business, even though it was just really fun to work with Rob and I think that was
That's what we try and do.
probably the best gift. Just getting to work with Rob and then making something really cool. So we gave each other hand jobs, and it was very nice.
Nice.
What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
My favorite gift from Fruit. He actually got me. After I worked on the Dream Team shirt. He was like, I got something for you. And he gave me 2 booster boxes of Pokemon, whatever. I forgot what they were called
At the time, jeez,
at
that
the
must have
time.
been like 2015, maybe even before that.
It was
Wow.
probably like 2018. It was like 2018. It was when D2 launched. And I was like, he was a total surprise, and I was like, hey.
Oh, I
Don't
thought they were
do
the
that.
OG Destiny 1 shirt you're talking
No, it was
about.
D2.
Oh, okay.
I was like, that was
The
really
one
nice.
that never happened.
Oh, I see.
The one that never happened, yeah, Sag. But it was really nice because I didn't expect it, and I was like, man, this is exactly what I wanted. You know, not everyone could be like, I know exactly what Blue wants, and Fruit knew.
Hey, we're simple men, you know.
We are simple men.
For me, it would be it was back in Sun and Moon, I believe, but for my birthday, Blue got me a shiny Krogunk.
Oh yeah.
And it was
Like
one
a
of those,
legit one?
yeah. And I think the best part of it was like the fact that he spent time knowing I love Krogunk to hunt a shiny and then trade it to me too. And so like behind it is like the thought and then the effort that went into it. Always really appreciated that. And then with Rob, I think
So many, you gotta think about.
well, I was gonna say it's more metaphorical, but I guess the gift of friendship and the fact that like without you at the very beginning of Destiny and stuff, I don't know. My future probably would have looked a lot different. I don't know. So
Same dog.
having you to play and help way back in the day, Halo's included. Because so many of my other friends and stuff at the time either didn't really play games or played different games and stuff. So
Rocket League. Yeah.
yeah, that's what my brother back when I'd be like, "Yeah, you want to play Rocket League? Split screen?" I'm like, bruh.
No.
What are we playing next, man? Like Madden? Like, come on now.
I mean, I like Rocket League though, but like
No, yeah, it was fun.
But you know, I like ending the podcast on a really happy question like that. Thank you guys for listening to episode 158. You guys can catch us all over the internet. You
can catch me now at twitch.tv/Mr. Fruit.
Mr. Fruit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On that.
Don't think the others are coming anytime soon, if at all. But we got one of them.
Hey, you got one of them.
And the ironic thing is now all my
You're
links.
probably playing Pokemon right now.
Yeah.
It's very true.
The time you're listening is probably.
Are you doing a Nuzlocke? Wait, when you guys play your Pokemon, do you do a Nuzlocke or do you just play?
No.
We're gonna enjoy it and then we can meme.
Yeah. I'd rather just play through it first. What I'm gonna do is play through it and then complete the decks. And then after that,
how do you handle that? Do you like capture every new Pokemon you see, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I play, I like to try, especially first playthroughs, I try and make my whole team new Mons. And I usually don't even name them because I'm like, I'm never gonna learn their name if I do. That's usually how I do first playthroughs. And then from there, see, because like that's the other thing too is like I don't even know. I feel like Nuzlocke's rules would have to change a good bit. I don't know how you do it because like part of it too is like random encounters in grass. But if everything's now open world and you see everything, how do you? I'm sure somebody's already come up with the rules for that, but yeah, something like that.
Well, enjoy your guys' Pokemon. I may play. We'll see. But catch us everywhere on Twitch, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys all for listening. Catch you guys in the next episode where I figured we'll just talk about Pokemon.
Fucking go!
Yeah. See.